Good morning, everybody. It's Morgan, and welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are fast, and your comments are absolutely ridiculous. It is awesome to see everybody here. Bruce Kennedy coming in from Michigan. My dad and my mom are coming in from France. What happened to you? What is going down? My parents are in France right now, having a lovely time doing French things. I told them to remind every French person they run into that they would all be speaking German if it weren't for the United States. So hopefully that's what they're doing. Eric Hall, what's happening, man? It's good to be here, guys. Dev, Brandon T, 5280 James coming in from Denver. It was great to be here, guys. I have sad news about my 300. If you haven't seen it already on the Facebooks or Instagrams, but the threads are pulling out of the cylinder, which is a thing that I was definitely worried about. There's Marco, Doug Dubs, Rich Noble. What's happening, my man? Omniwall. Big shout out to Omniwall. I actually have. Here we go. Watch this. I'm proving. I have an Omniwall shirt on. I have Omniwall for that wall right there, and Anyway, I have not yet done it because I've been just so freaking busy. But big, massive shout out to Omniwall. I love their organization setup. They're heading to SEMA, which is soon, which is pretty cool. Pyro Assassin, what's going on? Kenneth Keller, what's going on in South Central Tennessee? Cody Roberts, good morning. I was assembling the motorcycle last night. There's my thumbs down guy, whoever that is. Dave Brandon, what's going on? The Omnival makes me look younger. I like it. The Big Chuck, converting to a BRC 500 is not sad news. It should be celebrated. Nate Baird, 2 in a row from New York. I like it. I did this on my 18 300 back when it was a 250. That 18 it was a 250 XCW. I overheated it in a mud race. I mean, just super hot. Brought it home. Kind of same situation. It didn't blow out the. Anyway, it wasn't it wasn't quite as bad, but it was bad, and it wouldn't start after the race and all that. Brought it home. Okay, great. Cylinder looked amazing. Put a new piston in it. Put everything back together. And as I was rolling, the bolts into the cylinder with just the tiniest amount of torque, they just spun and pulled the threads out. So I was worried about that with this bike, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. F3 Fabrication, 551 cycles coming in from Bayfield, Colorado, and F3 coming in from Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Anyway, so I was worried about that, and sure enough, I got everything together. I filmed the power valve, guys. I hope that actually turns out to be pretty cool. Little segment of the video showing that power valve. It's pretty neat how that thing works. Anyway, putting it all together, I'm all excited because I'm thinking this thing's going to be together. Going to hear it run tonight. And I put the bolts in. I just put them all in by hand. And then I started running them in, and I got the first one, and it just went, and just kept, I'm like, so I tried one, but it didn't matter. I mean, obviously it's got to come apart for that, but I tried one more, and sure, it did the same thing. So there's not a lot of meat between that hole and the inner O-ring groove, but I am going to, because it's already ruined, right? So I am going to try to helicoil. Now, someone's going to jump on here and say time cert. And obviously, Calvin Jones was having Punk Rock Club. And then C is coming in from Indiana, by the way. Thanks. It doesn't have your name, but anyway. I'm going to try to do it. The time certs are a better fix. 100%. I'm not going to disagree. The problem is they take up even more room than a helicoil, like thickness-wise, and I don't think there's any way I got room for that. Roger Hurd, what's going on? Marco says, Morgan, what kind of protection do you use under the jersey? I'm thinking buy a Leat 3D Air Fit. My concern is that I'm always cooking and losing energy too soon because I overheat. Marco, I do not wear any chest protector or wrist protector. Except when I race. I wear the one I have. It's similar to that Leatt one. It's it's an Alpenstar one. It's kind of a soft-ish protection. It's got some hard spots in it. It basically protects my vitals from a huge like jab with the handlebars or something like that. But I don't wear it when I I don't wear it when I just trail ride. Partially because I'm usually take a little bit of easier than when I race, and then also I'm always wearing my vest, the wolf vest. Anyway, it just doesn't. I don't know. I get too hot. I don't like it. So yeah, there we go. What happened to you? Thank you. I like doing the live stream. Zach Farkash. Good morning, everybody. What's happening, Zach? Jay Wild, coffee up, my man. Pyro Assassin, man, a low profile time cert would be sick. It would be. Dave Brandon, though, coming in with the answer that I'm going to give everybody is that helicoils have been used for years in engine blocks. And on that 18, when it was a 250, I did helicoils on all 6 holes, and it worked totally fine. Absolutely fine. The thing about... So, here's the deal. Quick little explanation as to why I'm using helicoils. Well, there's not enough room for a time cert, I don't think. Also, time certs are kind of a pain in the ass to install. And yeah, I just don't think anyway, I don't think it's going to fit. I would do it if I thought it would fit, but, cause it would be a more permanent thing. The reality is though, that this cylinder, it's pretty good. Like actually I looked down the barrel and I put the ring in it and like pushed it down slowly and kept bringing it back up and down. And I see, oh boy. Oh, hey, look at that zoomed. My camera. Anyway, and it doesn't look like there's any air gap around, so I think it's pretty round. I mean, with a dial bore gauge and a machinist at the helm, they would find that it's not round, I guarantee it. They'd probably find a brand new one's not round either. So, yeah, anyway, the cylinder's not perfect. It's going to need to be fixed or replaced at some point in the future. I'm going to keep this bike for a lot of hours as like super duper long term beat down test. Hopefully we get 1,000 hours on this thing. That'd be cool before I don't know what, at that point it would hardly be worth selling. So anyway, the cylinder's not great. We're doing helicoils. I think it's going to be fine if I can get them in there. Like that's the question. I think I can. Nate Baird dealing with a broken rib from a stupid little crash in the yard. No, we wish he'd had his chest gear on. That sucks, dude. And like, obviously, it's a possibility. I just don't wear chest protector. I probably should, but when I trail ride, but I don't. Roger heard I have to always wear a wrist protector to protect my battery. That's awesome. Roger has a deep brain implant in his head for his Parkinson's. And then a battery. Where is your battery? It's in your, like here or something like that to anyway power it. I forget. It's pretty freaking cool. He's a bionic man. Kevin Bethards. Anyway, Kevin, I'm thinking about buying a Spanish Fly Spark Crusher. I'm wondering how yours is holding up. Kevin, it's amazing. Spanish Fly, huge thumbs up. Rad product. Rad guy. 100% stand behind that. 100%. Yeah, love it. Todd Colvin coming in. Doug W. coming in from Ignacio, Colorado. Man, they used to have the best Weeby race in Ignacio. It was so good. Oh, boy. Sanders Sandwiches is back. What up, my man? Have no fear. Sanders here. Sorry, I missed a few. Good. I'm glad you're here. I'm looking forward to your questions. Looks like a lot going on behind me. Yes, Doug Dubs. There's always a lot going on behind me. Thumbs up on Taco Mike and Double Snorkel Design. Yes. So Bruce Kennedy is mentioning the new Takamoto dual snorkel thing, getting all the gas out of a bike thing is dangerously close to being live. I'm supposed to be getting one for testing and stuff like that, so hopefully that happens. I hope soon, because I would love to get that and test it. And the biggest thing about his situation and all of the situations is if you tip over, whether or not it'll prime, and then how you prime it and all that stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. What happened to you? It says back out, hit the like, and then come back in. Yeah, there's a ton of you watching, only 24 likes. So yeah, if you're watching and you're enjoying it, or you're not enjoying it, back out of the chat, hit the thumbs up, and then come back in. So right pec, Roger, right on. So don't get your pec too huge. John S. How's the Loretta rebuild? I was just talking about that. The holes are stripping out of the cylinder for the head, so it's not good. But yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. Let's see. I don't know about time cert versus helical, but I know the pick of that cylinder made my nuts hurt. Richard T. Manning. Yeah, it was a sad thing. So real quick. Oh, look at that! Another thumbs down. I love the thumbs down people because they think they're so tough. They're going to put the thumbs down, but they won't jump in here and like call me out. So what up? So quick thing about time cert versus helicoil. Helicoil is obviously a coil of wire, and it's like a tiny little spring. So it's a little tiny spring. It's all whatever. Time cert is a solid piece of steel. So the time cert is a better long-term fix in the. Well, look at that, more thumbs down. It's a better long-term fix for the thing, but it is bigger, right? It's bigger around on like outside diameter, so you need a little more meat to do it. Maybe a 250 again might be easier to find. That was on my 2018. It was a 250 back to 300. So this one is my new TBI, and I don't want to put it back to I don't want to put it down to a 250. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. There are no 300 cylinders to be had right now. It says something about KTM and their quality of cylinders. Unfortunately, they're probably selling too many of them. But yeah, anyway, we're going to get it sorted out one way or the other. And I'm very blessed to have a beta backup to ride, even though I don't love it. It's just not my favorite. No need to prime newest version of the pump, says 52A James. That is so rad. I'm excited about that. I really hope. God, that's so cool. F3 fabrication. Did you see your favorite company is making an e-start for the XR650R? If you wanted to XR. Right, your XR, dude. So F3, is that Panthera? Because if that's Panthera, man, they're whatever. And so the XR, there was already a company making an e-start for the XR. It was can't remember anyway, and I guess it was really, really good, like super good. And I actually bought the kit. It's a long story. For my 07, this guy wanted to buy the 07, but he wanted an E-Start, so I bought the kit, and I did all the stuff, and I tried to, anyway, didn't have all the parts in the kit. There was nowhere to hang a good enough battery. The problem is, that's the thing, is the battery, like, where do you put a big enough battery to turn that 650 motor? And some people are hanging it off the back of the subframe, like they do on the 650L, and I mean, that's fine. We have to make a bracket and all kinds of stuff. But then you got this weight up high and weird anyway. So, I don't know. I'm over that. If the bike came with a kickstart only, I'm leaving a kickstart only. If I want a bike with electric start, I'm buying a bike where the engineers from the get-go designed an electric start. That's all there is. And Big Chuck, long story short, don't overheat your freaking motor, especially not like that. Also, if you have a KTM with a plastic T-piece in the frame, freaking replace it early. I really truly believe that had I had that from the get-go, I never would have had a problem. I think the Evans would have been fine. It wouldn't have boiled. We would have made it to the top of the mountain. It would have cooled down. Everything would have been totally fine, even without a fan. And then the fan might have helped, although I think I might have gotten it so hot, even with the fan, that little T-piece would have had a problem. So anyway, is there any info on the old KTM RXC bikes late 90s? I have no real info. My biggest thing about old KTMs is that they are really hard to find parts for. Ken Keller, the thumbs down folks ride bikes with training wheels in liberal cities. Oh, it's so good. Switch to animal sounds to get a laugh. Switch to animal. Oh, like two animal, like a bear. That's awesome. New lithium battery should handle the big thumper, right? Yeah, Nate, they should. A new decent sized lithium battery should handle the big thumper, but still, there's no room. Like, if you've ever had or worked on an XR650R, there's nowhere to put a battery. Now, there was this really cool little battery tray that I actually had on my 07 that sat right underneath the carburetor, and it held a YTX 4 LBS, 5 LBS. We ran it for lights because we had a big stator and a rectifier, and anyway, and it was cool. Okay, inappropriate. Would you rather? Sorry, not sorry. Would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick, or sit on a dick and eat a cake? I don't even know, man. I can't answer that, Sanders. Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal, though. Jay Wild, what sprockets do you recommend? DDC, 100% DDC sprockets. Buy DDC sprockets, you will never have a problem. Now the fronts, he does make front sprockets. They're good. I would get those too. They're not terribly expensive, so they're also good. But front sprockets wear out no matter what. No one has come up with a front sprocket that will last as long as those cool guy rear sprockets that they make. So, but rear sprocket 100% DDC. Zach P, are you planning on doing a video replacing the T-piece? Yeah, I just did last night. So it's in this thing. So and I don't have a. It's not a up close and personal one, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Well, it was for me because the bottom fell out of mine because it melted. So maybe I'll do one on Zach's. I've got a new silicone T-piece coming for Zach's bike. Well, maybe we'll do a video on that. That'd be good. Sander, do I ever balance my wheels? No, never. Not even on my 650. Do you think the T failed from excessive heat, or was something that just broke down over time and finally failed? Robert Zygo, I think it failed from heat. So here's the thing about the plastic T-piece. I should have brought it in today. I lost the bottom piece. So two things. First of all, on the XCs, there's a thermostat inside that plastic T-piece. No, thank you. I don't need that restriction and flow. I know restriction and flow can help with holding water in radiators long enough to actually radiate heat better and all that stuff. You don't want it moving through there too fast, but whatever. I don't like thermostats on dirt bikes. I think they're silly. There's no point. That's my opinion. So that needs to go. But also, there's a plastic piece up here, and then the other plastic piece threads in with an O-ring on these really tiny, thin threads, and that's what melted and fell out. So the top piece actually looked pretty good, but then like the threads and everything looked okay, but the bottom piece, those anyway. So it's a terrible design. So I mean, that's how they have to do it with that plastic to get the T part in here and this part up, so because you can't come out. Whereas the silicone, you kind of fold it up in there and get it in. So I think the T-piece failed. I think it would have failed even with the fan, because even with the fan, I was going to get that thing over 250, 270 degrees on that trail the way I was riding it. So big Chuck Glass P. Diddy. Wow. From that to wheels, you got it going on. I love it. Did you check Slavens for a cylinder? No. I haven't yet. And if I have to buy one from Jeff, I would. But I'm going to do my best not to buy a new cylinder. Not yet. GVN88, do you regularly replace reeds? If so, no, I don't. I only replace reeds if I get a problem and I see that they're looking bad. Because, man, the current reeds are really freaking good. Jack Farkas. Jessica, quick question. He's obviously talking. But it's just a quick question. Have you had a chance to find out if anybody else makes rear hubs for my bike, the 89? I have not, Zach. I apologize. I haven't had a chance to do that. What is the ratio you recommend for 24 for hard enduro? 1248. Yeah, that's actually probably pretty good. 1248 would be good. Isn't Disney World a people trap run by a mouse? Yes. That's 100% true. 100%. Guys, I have to use the restroom, and sorry about that, but I will be right back. So everybody, enjoy the view. Here we go. Watch this. You can enjoy the view of the shop. Hang on. Where's my link controller? Sorry, guys. I apologize for the. There we go. Maybe. Oh, there's another thumbs down coming in. There we go. I'll let you guys enjoy the view of the shop while I use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Woohoo! We're good. We're lighter. We're really doing better. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Here we go. Potty break for everybody. There we go. All right, make sure I don't miss anything. Scott Copeland, what's happening, man? Oh, Warp 9, good. Okay, makes them. Sorry. Best kit for 09 300XC top-end rebuild Marshall. I would use either a Vertex top-end kit or now the new Athena. I'm actually using an Athena top-end kit on my 23, and I believe they have one for the 09 because it's not that much different. 23, 300XCW likes to bog down just before a jump or mid-jump, most noticeable in second gear, mid-range throttle. What are your thoughts on fuel injection tuners? So 551 cycles. I would first check your filter and everything on your fuel pump. Check that first. As far as tuners and making that bike run, two-stroke performance, hands down best setup. You can just do the reflash. You can do an ERM. You can do ERM head and relocate. If I were you and you can afford it, it makes sense financially, I would do a head, ERM, and injector relocator, and that will make that bike freaking brilliant. How many bikes do you see go? There we go. What do you guys use? Chest protector or body armor? There you go. Any suggestions? Not motocross, only single track. So, Kenneth Keller likes his Fox vest. Tech vest works, but hot, yeah. Zach, there's way more than 13 bikes in here, I think. Why is it when things get wet, they get darker, but water is clear? Ooh. Yes, sander sandwiches. That's great. That has got to have something to do with light absorption when things are wet. It must change the surface of things to make it absorb that light better than reflect it. There's the official answer, I think. I don't know. That's not an official answer. That's just an answer that might explain it a little bit. Um, but yeah, so, and Marco, the chest protector I run, I wish I had it, the Alpenstars, it's like that lit one. It's just a lightweight thing. It's pretty good. Nathan and Franson, any info on the top secret testing? No, unfortunately not. I can still not talk about that. Oh, here we go. Genie grants you 3 wishes. What are they? And I'm guessing one of them can't be more wishes, because then we just keep going. The third one would always be for more wishes. So 3 wishes. I'm going to, first of all, answer 52A James real fast. And I'm going to put the medium compression in head for Baja trip. I might put the medium compression head in now just to try it out. I have one. I've had an insert now since they sent the first one to me. So, but yes, I probably will, so I don't have to run race gas down at sea level, because I'm not 100% sure, but I might have to. So 3 wishes. What are they? Probably for health and prosperity for my family. Probably for, let's see, how would I word it? Something to do with peace, not world peace, because I don't think I don't know, even the genie can't grant that, and it wouldn't last that long. Something to do with, this country getting their heads out of their butts. And then one final selfish one for me, it would be for $100 million, because then I hope that I would be smart enough to invest it, and I'd be good for my family, be good for the rest of forever. Himalayan Life Adventure, what is happening? By the way, guys, we do still have spots for the Himalayan trip in April next year. We are taking deposits now. The deposit is $1,000. The whole trip is $5,500. That includes bikes, food, lodging, everything, guides, permits, everything except your trip, your flight to Nepal. You got to get to Kathmandu, and we are working on that, like to coordinate that, so we kind of all fly together, at least if we can. So yeah. Guys, email me, morgan@highland-cycles.com. I have the full itinerary I can send you, show you everything. And the Baja trip is booked solid, so sorry. Even my good friend came in last night, and he was bummed out that he did not get a spot. What do you think will happen with the KTM group and their financial problem right now? Still a future for Gas, and MX, and Enduro Bike? Matthew Dupere. That's a great last name. I'm guessing you're from France, Matthew, or maybe Eastern Canada. So I think that KTM is going to be fine. I know that they're already outsourcing a bunch of stuff, which is a bummer, but I think they're going to be fine. My hope, and this is definitely not what I think is going to happen, but my hope would be that they would can gas, maybe even Husqvarna, and regroup down to KTM as far as like their off-road stuff, and really focus on building that reputation back up super high. I think that would be cool. I don't know that is going to be the case. But I think they're going to be fine. I think the KTM brand's not going away. They're going to be fine. They'll sort it all out, and I think it'll be okay. There's probably going to be some rough times ahead, though. Bruce Kennedy, what do you think? What do you all think of Johnny Walker and the Triumph and Hard Enduro competition? That is a great question, Bruce Kennedy. There's no way that 254 stroke is going to be all that competitive in the really hard Enduro stuff. Oh, Matthew, do not feel bad about your English. I can't speak any French. Well, I can say "Où est la fromage?" That's it. That is the only thing I know how to say, because my wife speaks French, or used to speak French pretty well. She minored in college in French, and then we went to France, and she did pretty well. But that's the only phrase I know. And bois de non. So the the Triumph is, I think it's going to be brilliant, hopefully, in Endurocross and Super Enduro, because that's all just short track stuff, and a lot of those guys ride 4-strokes anyway. But hard Enduro, man, that thing's going to melt, I think. I don't know. It's going to be tough. So adding a 4T to the garage for long on Enduros, dual sport still going into tight hero sections. Would you go 450 or 500? Jack Bozanelos. Damn, Jack, you have an awesome last name. Personally, I think I would do the 450 XCFW. I think that's a really neat bike. Still has the legs that you need for any kind of dual sport stuff that you want to do, but is a little more playful in the woods. I think I would do that now that they have the XCFW one that's uncorked and all that stuff. What brand lift do you use? We'd love to buy one. Oh, these, those are direct lift, and they're very, very nice. And yeah, Bruce Kennedy, you are correct. KTM is focusing on the Asian market where they have strong sales. 100%. Like, dude, the Asian market and Indian market they dwarf the American market because they buy skrillions of freaking scooters and little bikes to ride around everywhere. So yeah, I get it. It sucks, but there we go. Richard T. Manning. The bicycle division of KTM is where they lost most of their money. They need to crap can that and gas 100%. Just delete them, man. Nate Baird, also, I'm very curious about how Johnny's going to do in Super Enduro. Hopefully he does great. I mean, I'd love to see that Triumph do well. It'd also be neat if maybe they did, John brought Johnny on to develop a two-stroke. I don't know. I mean, obviously that is not that is not a thing that I mean, that's just pure speculation. But how cool would that be if for the very first time in history, Triumph made a two-stroke? Let's see. Don T said, I read somewhere that Gas is going to be taken over by another brand. I read somewhere that they were going to get bought by Riehu, however you pronounce it, again, which is the company that was spawned out of KTM buying the Gas brand. Because when KTM bought Gas, they literally just bought the name. They didn't buy any of the tooling, the manufacturing, and none of that stuff. They just bought the name and the brand, all the logo, whatever, and then left the rest to Riehu, and that's who's doing that. So I've heard that, but I don't know. And Jack, I'm glad I got your last name right. That's such a good last name. Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on a KLX 300R? I don't have a lot of thoughts on a KLX 300R because it's a solid little trail bike / dual sporty kind of thing if you want to do it. But it's a very innocuous, heavy, kind of boring motorcycle. But it's good. Like if all you wanted to do was cruise around on some easy trails and dirt roads and just dirt bike, it's a freaking phenomenal. They're cheap. They seem to be very durable from what I've seen so far. So yeah, they're fine. But I personally have no need for one because I want a little more performance than that. That's my biggest thing. But they're great. Guys, there's 80 of you watching right now and only 65 likes. So back out of the chat, thumbs up or thumbs down like these guys that keep putting the thumbs down, who are still too soft to confront me. Bring it. And then come back into the chat. Oh yeah, Nate Barrett, a Triumph dual sport down the road would be super cool also. Triumph, maybe the team is hard to work with their issues with the bike. 2 riders in MS have left the team quickly. Daniel Compton, I saw that, and that's a bummer. I don't know. I'm wondering, Daniel, if there's, who knows what that's all about. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they just hired Johnny. Maybe they're seeing that they're going to be focusing more on enduro and off-road instead of MX. Although the bikes have been doing great. I mean, Jalek Swole's been doing well. Evan Ferry before he crashed. I mean, I don't know. The bikes seem to be doing all right. So, I don't know. We'll see. If you have ever been a two-stroke guy, do not buy a KLX 300. Yeah, fair enough. That is true because, yeah. I mean, the KLX is, like I said, it's a fine putt dirt bike. Ducati free valve engine on a 450 coming next year. Thoughts on that? Free valve engine? What do you mean? Like, so not Desmo? I don't know what that means, Lucas. Let me know what that means, a free valve, or if you mean free valve. That would be weird. That'd be really weird if it's got 3 valves for one cylinder and not 4 or 5. I have a 300 to go fast. I live in the woods, looking more for ease around second bike. Yeah, what happened to you? Perfect, dude. And ease around, cruise around. They're great. Those things are great. What happened? They're just solid, inexpensive thing. Are moose balls lighter than Michelin bibs? Yes. They're way lighter than the Nitro Moose. They're just a little bit lighter than the Michelin. So, I mean, I think they're like, they say maybe 15% lighter than a Michelin. That might be a stretch, but they're definitely a little bit lighter than Michelin. If you're going to do the BDR across the entire United States, what bike would I choose? I'm going to assume you mean money, no object, just, wave a magic wand. Because if I did, hey, Counter Shocks! Nathan Looney, congratulations so much on your success with the Trek thing, dude. That is awesome. I'm so proud of you. That is so cool. I don't know, I need to talk to you, but hopefully that is your ticket to no longer swinging a hammer. Dude, I'm so proud of you. Nice work, dude. Anyway, so if I had to choose one of my bikes, it's obviously going to be the XR650. If I could have any bike to do the BDR across the country, honestly, it would probably be a 500 KTM XCFW. Probably that. And here's the reason. I think it's a tough one because a little bit bigger bike, like a T7 with good suspension or an 890 or something like that, would be more fun on the boring flat stuff and the gravel roads and things like that. It'd be more comfortable. But my Richard T. Now, if I could choose anything, like I said, it would be my XR of all the stuff. Like, my reality bike would be my XR650. But I'm like, money, no object. Honestly, I love the XR. I hate starting it when it's cold outside. It's been sitting all night. It's a mother to start. And I'm going to experience that soon. I got a little something to tease you guys with. It's coming up here real soon. But yeah, I mean, electric start is so nice, especially on a bike when you got bags and all that stuff. It's just nice. So it'd probably be a 500 KTM because then over the 450, because this is like we're aiming towards BDRs, right? So like that's the some sections of long flat stuff and boring, and it'd be nice to have the little bit of leg that the 500 has over the 450, and then. Yeah, so it'd probably be a 500 KTM because then I could also, if I saw some like rad single track, I could go do it. I could drop the bags, do the single track, come back anyway. So yeah, I think that would be what I would choose. And I have friends that have done lots of BDRs on 500s and they work great. So news, everybody. First of all, no Thursday night ride tonight for me. That does not mean that you shouldn't go ride your motorcycle. Go ride your motorcycle Thursday night. But I am taking my kid back up to elk camp, so he's got another few days to hopefully drill a big elk with his muzzleloader. So I got to take him up there, and that's going to take the better part of 3 hours to drop him off at elk camp. So I'm out. But news for the XR and news for Adventuring with Morgan. I think I should call that the new series on YouTube. Adventuring with Morgan. I've got an elk tag for second rifle season, which is October 26th through November 3rd. It's like 10 days, which is awesome, which is good because I Oh, sorry, I'm reading comments. Because I have to miss the first 2 days, unfortunately, because I'm racing, so it's not that unfortunate. We got the final race for Weeby is that weekend, so I got to race that, and then anyway. But I'm going to be using the XR650 to tote my cool guy Big Agnes tent, sleeping bag, all that good stuff, and spike camp down into a rad spot. Oh, look at that! It did it again. How does this? How do I don't know how to get that back out. You guys don't need to see me that close. Hang on. I need to back out. How do I back out? Oh, I don't. Oh boy, guys. Sorry. Oh, there we go. These hand gestures got me confused. So, and I'm going to be filming my hunt. I've never done that before. I have no idea how to film a hunt, but I'm going to give it a shot and, pun intended, and see if I can do it. But I'm pretty excited about my plan, and hopefully we're going to do something rad. And by do something rad, shoot a freaking big elk. Didn't your brother have a T7? If so, has he liked it? Not my brother. If you mean Foxy Bibs, yes, he had a T7. He sold it. He didn't love it. It was all right. The suspension on him is kind of lacking if you get any kind of rough stuff, so you need to do something to it, and he just didn't want to spend the money on the suspension. Like, he just got rid of it. He didn't like the bike or the idea of the bike enough to put any money into it, so he's just gone back to dirt bikes. See, good morning from Clint Smith and Brian Thornton. T-tuned suspension all the way from Alabama, wearing out some Colorado single track. Right on, Brian. If you get that GS ready to go adventuring, let me know. I'd like to tag along. Oh yeah, Dave Raymond. That's happening. So I have a GS 1100. I think it's 1100, not 1150. I think it's 1100. Anyway, it was given to me. Super cool, and I'm going to do that. And Dave, I will let you know. I'm excited about that. For the MA BDR and NE BDR, my DRZ has been perfect. Have not done the Western BDRs yet. Date Merritt, right? So if your DRZ's been perfect, then a 500 KTM would be even like more perfect, I think. One creature comfort you would bring on that trip. Sanders sandwiches. That's a great question. One creature comfort I would bring on that trip. BDR across the country. Damn, that's a great question. I don't know if I consider... So, a good coffee maker, my AeroPress, would definitely have to come. I don't know if that counts as a creature comfort or a necessity. For me, it's a necessity. So, actually, I don't know if they make it. If they had if Elon made a small, and I think they do, a small Starlink, I might bring that and some way to power it. I don't know. Oh, never mind. I got no way to power that on a dirt bike. Enough. So never mind. I wouldn't do that. And even though, whatever. It'd probably be my coffee maker, my cool guy coffee maker setup would be my big one. Brian Thornton, thank you for saying hi to my mom. Back it up, Terry. Let's see. Mike Bush, how you doing? Will there be tacos on Adventuring with Morgan? Yes, actually, there will be tacos on Adventuring with Morgan. In fact, there's going to be tacos on Adventuring with Morgan this weekend when I go back up to elk camp Friday night. I'm heading back up there to camp out and help with any elk that may get killed and hopefully pulled out of there. And I will be making tacos for everybody. So Dave Brayman, Jetboil. Well, Jetboil is, it's a necessity. Like, the Jetboil is coming. I mean, that's how I would make all my food probably. But actually, the creature comfort might be a Whisper Light stove so that I could tune the flame and actually make pizzas and kind of stuff like that. Ducati engine has no valve springs. It push and pulls the valves closed. Yeah, Lucas. No, I know. That's the Desmo system. So there's no valve springs. It's just they can rev to a skrillion RPM. That's why like the Ducati V Twins run like, I mean, they can like 10,000 RPM out of a 1,000 V Twin. It's crazy because they don't have springs. If that's what you're talking about, because that Ducati, they say that thing's a Desmo, which is crazy. Like on a little 450 like that, that'd be super cool. And I say super cool for engineering point. I don't want to work on them. Like, yeah, like Desmo valve trains are a pain in the butt to work on. They take a long time to adjust things and stuff. Maybe that's better now. I don't know. I don't do them like here at the shop. Like if a guy's got a duck, well, I don't do any street bikes anymore, but like when I did, if they had a duck and they wanted that, I would be like, nope, take that somewhere that someone specializes in that stuff, because I do not. And we'd be racing, yes, tacos and thumbs ups. But yeah, there will be lots of tacos on Adventuring with Morgan, and hopefully, like I said, I can get that 1100, that GS 1100 going. I got a lot going on. Yeah. Anyway, and I need more money to do all of it. Iridium Go has satellite hotspot. Ooh, nice. Is that the Iridium, the satellite phone? That'd be cool. That might be it. Yeah. So, all right, guys, it's 8:15. I need to get going because I'm gonna start working on that cylinder right now, seeing if I can't we're gonna start with one, see if I can helicoil one, and then we'll go from there. Fingers crossed, boys and girls. I hope we can make it happen. If not, we'll be hunting down a new cylinder. I don't know about sending that to Millennium. I don't know if I ruin one by trying to drill into it. I don't know if they can do it. But Punk Rock Club, you guys know I love you the most. You are my favorite. All you thumbs down guys out there, I still love you anyway. And God loves you too. I love you guys so much. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, I desperately hope that what we are doing here is inspiring you guys to work on, but more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes!